I enjoy having the professional genealogists to help, and I bring with me my brick walls and my difficult people so that I can have them help me to make breakthroughs. So I like to use the professional genealogist for that reason. I think another reason as well is for my initial reason to come was because it was nice to have a group setting, that I wasn't alone. And I think that's really important for people when they come to the library, because it can be very overwhelming to come. And to have that ability to have people to assist in getting you to the right place, getting you to the right records, is invaluable. And you really can't do that for your first time when you come, because it's so overwhelming. You just can't do it. So to have this group, to have ancestor seekers here to assist is amazing and well worth.
Well, that friendly face when you're sitting at the desk totally lost.
Yes.
And they come up and they realize you are totally lost. You don't know where to go next. And all it is like, let's go look there. And you go, okay. And it changes your focus and you immediately go find something else, because the library is outstanding and it's overwhelming. It's so large.
The best thing I got out of last year is my husband got hooked.
She can say that again. Many times in your research, you run into a roadblock. You just can't seem to get around that roadblock. And coming out here to the library and working with the Ancestor Seekers group, you break through that, and it just seems like it opens everything up. And here at the library, you've got access to information you just won't find anywhere else. We've traveled to many states and many archives and all these kind of things like this, and there's still things here that we found that we could not find there. So we come back, it's almost an annual thing with us now, that we come back and enjoy the trip, we enjoy the people, and we get a lot of information while we're here.
I think the thing which I like particularly, I suppose there are three things. One, the microfilms, a huge range available on a walk-up basis, whereas anywhere else in the world you have to water them and they take a month to come, particularly to Australia. I suppose the other thing is the social activities, which almost force you in a way to stop work late in the afternoon, which is a good idea. And probably the final thing is the other big collection in the library, which few people realise till they've been here, is the huge collection of books, original books, or copies of other books. I haven't seen such a collection anywhere. Even in Australia, I can go to 4 different libraries in Victoria and New South Wales to even see some of them, and the rest you cannot get. So you come here and it's this huge repository of books.
Like last week, we were going to go to a county courthouse and it burned the month before. So it's here.
I think another thing too with some records, and certainly English records, they don't circulate to the family history centers, and so the only place you can get them is here. So in order to access and to use records, you need to be able to come to the library here. And what better way than to do it through Ancestor Seekers, where you can come with a group, you can have access to them, and you can have assistance as and when you need it from your researchers, professional researchers.
Most people I know, when I talk to people that I'm coming to do this, first off, they'd have no idea how large and the amount of information that has been collected that's in this library. For me also, and my husband, what he's given me by not getting involved, is that this is my retreat. This is my week to come, shut down, and do nothing but focus on one thing that only services me. And you all give me the ability to not necessarily be social on every evening function that you've planned, and not feel like that I'm being rude, or that I'm not engaging with the group, because I still feel a part of the group. But my purpose of this is to come, do the research, and then shut down. So for me, it's my perfect getaway.
It is, one of the nice things with coming with Ancestor Seekers to a group situation is that you can share the joys you find, the wonderful people that suddenly appear, and you can also talk about your issues and your problems and how to fix them, and people want to help you and are interested in knowing you've got your success or commiserate with you when they haven't, because we all have our problems with our researches. And so it really is great to be able to share that and sort of commiserate and be with a group that does what you do. And I also like the fact that the researchers search you out in the library and ask you, are you doing okay? Can I help you?
Right.
Even if they're not in that area, they might be doing some other type of research, you're doing Irish and they do Canadian, but they still ask you. And if they can't help you, they find someone who can. And I really appreciate that, because that's part of being with the group, is to have that support system that I think you really need. Going to the choir rehearsal has always been the highlight for me, because I do sing, I am in choirs, and I understand the mechanics of choirs and how they run, and to hear the Mormon Tabernacle Choir is like you just think you're in heaven. It is fantastic. And to be able to go and hear their rehearsals and to hear them sing, you can't beat that. I don't think that any one place has everything. And certainly Ancestry has great records and is very interesting, but it's not the only place you can or should go. There are so many, you really do need to take the time to come and search and get your hands really dirty, if you will, so that you can find your records. You can't sit at home and do it all. You cannot do it. You have to go out to places to get your information. It's important that you do. It's important to see as well where your ancestors lived and all that kind of stuff, so you understand them better and understand the customs of the day. And when you come to the Family History Library, that's what you get to do, because you get to go to books and read about the area that they lived in, because they have, here there are just an amazing collection of books to read and view about your ancestors and where they lived and how they lived, which is just as important as anything. And also then you also have access to all these wonderful records. So I think it's very important that you come to the Family History Library.
Yeah.
It's a great, if I came here on my own, I'd want to stay here.
It's nice to be able to just walk, literally walk out the back door around the corner and you're there.
That's
So to take a break in the afternoon, you want to come back up to your room, or you just want to come in and have something to eat outside of going across to Temple Square, you couldn't ask for more convenience.
No, I think it's wonderful. I know what costs are like elsewhere, and I like what's included, and the accommodation arrangements. And it's so easy. They just pick you up at the airport, bring you back here, take you back to the airport, and in between everything is on site.
I believe it's great value for your money. I don't think you can do better. I have looked at other groups. This is the one that's got the best value. And also for getting the researchers that you have, makes it worth it. Just
Get off
do
your-
it. Just,
Do it.
just take the
If
plunge.
you don't have a go, you'll never know.
That's right, exactly. Take the plunge and do it and come, and you'll be so happy you did.
It's an easy way to go, really.
Yes.
I mean, all you gotta do is say, I'm ready to go, sign up, and
Show up.
everything else is taken care of.
Everything.
You just walk in and go do your stuff.
Do not have to worry about a thing.
Couldn't be easier.
No, couldn't be easier. That's right.
It's easier really than traveling around to different counties and trying to get all the information, which sometimes they're working on the courthouse or they burn the courthouse or, different
We run
things.
into all of those things.
We have, different things like that happen, but it's all here. Now, yeah, you gotta pay for the trip back and forth, but still, think of all of those trips you would be doing. And when you talk about the gas and the food and the lodging sometimes and all that, yeah, it's way worth it. And there's so much here to find that you can't, it's great.
As to all
Well, all the tour groups come through here if they're in this area at all, so you're definitely on the list for tourists, so it's a beautiful place, absolutely beautiful.
And I'd also say, if you're traveling as single females, you're not at ill ease at all here the minute you show up for the opening dinner. You're put at ease that there's people that are gonna be concerned for me, make sure I'm okay the next morning, you know, that I have to check in, that I have people watching over me without hovering over me. So it's a very safe environment that you've created to travel alone.
And the activities that you have planned outside of the research, I feel is very good, because sometimes you need to take a break from that. Even though you enjoy it and you're accomplishing things, you still need to take a little break and kind of refresh yourself and go back to it. And the outside activities kind of gives you that opportunity.